We're going to. There we go.
Does it work? It works!
Oh no!
And after a moment, you see Toriel step inside and just sort of walk off to the side, and Sai follows in soon after. Tor looks over.
You never give me a token for.
Oh, right. We'll take care of that. Remind me, and we'll take care of that.
Okay.
Let's just say that the burb is with Sai or Coraline.
Okay.
Tor looks over at her with like a kind of like a what are you doing? Her return expression is unreadable. He's that aside.
Unreadable, you say? Yeah.
If that's her request, so I followed.
Anyways, perhaps you didn't hear my father is giving each of you an additional 2,000 gold pieces in addition to the 1,000 for services rendered. For a total of 3,000 gold pieces.
Oh. That should at least cover the resurrection costs.
Ah.
Yes.
Ah.
Those.
And we should still have at least 500 left over. That's a good deal.
Those expenses will be covered by the city.
Serica quickly jumps out of the cloak and starts dancing around Sae.
I give Sae bardic inspiration on her perform check.
Well, Serica has a modifier, so...
There's the Ice Sprite. The Ice Sprite now has bardic inspiration on the dance.
Yes! This is the perfect way to use bardic inspiration.
You know what? Ebony's gonna join in.
You gotta make the check now that you have inspiration.
So bardic inspiration is 1d6, right?
Yeah, for me it's 1d6. For a better bard, it's higher.
Heck yeah, what heck of performance.
And as you mentioned the resurrections, Tora takes
I'm sorry, but Serica doesn't even have a sound effect.
Thank you for reminding me, Amber, about Dandy
all
songs.
you Saes.
Yeah, play the Sae jingle.
Yes.
No problem. I got you, fam. Don't worry about it. Tor takes a step forward and looks at Dandy with a very surprised look. You were planning on covering the charges for those resurrections?
Well, yeah. You don't resurrect people asking for money. You resurrect people because that's a good thing to do.
I'm just more surprised. He looks at his companions and switches over to Ba and says somewhat quietly, "No offense to your friends, but we sheep aren't exactly treated well by the local reindeer. I'm not surprised that you feel this kindly towards them."
I've already... He paws back. I've already kicked their butts enough. No hard feelings.
He looks a little surprised at the response.
It's true.
And switches back to common. Anyways, the city will cover the resurrections if Vesper is indeed willing to provide the labor. Those were good soldiers, and it'd be very heartbreaking for them to go home to for their families to have no breadwinner at the end of the day. Any case, there's another matter I need to speak to you all about. He pauses. Toril? Yes. There's one missing. Amber is her name. An alpaca. Recently discovered something very interesting about her heritage. I believe she's currently on her way to that section of the city we're not supposed to know exists. Yes.
Question: does Sai know it exists?
Give me a history check.
I forget. Didn't Amber
Oh.
talk about it before she left?
True, she did mention it. But give me a history check all the same.
They're clearly going to Bumper Town.
You remember hearing once a drunken rumor that someone said, I bet you, there was a conversation along the lines of, Rain is a surprisingly diverse city with a lot of different inhabitants. When one person laughed, said, I wouldn't be surprised if there was a small family of Longmen that lived somewhere. Someone else proposed, I heard there was a whole colony of them, and the whole bar had a good laugh. Suffice to say, you never thought it was. You just thought it was idle, drunken talk. Maybe not.
Is
Yes.
this what I think of the thing too?
If you could follow her and ask of her what I'm about to ask these for, she nods quietly and just heads out the door.
No, there has to be a legend. Is that just a story?
What Olivia showed you was not supposed to happen. What you saw down there is, well, to be frank, a top-level state secret.
I don't see why.
Security purposes, Miss Winterblood.
But if Oystein doesn't know.
You see, the thing is there are several powerful individuals that reside within Rain. In fact, several of the houses have a champion or two. And not all the powerful individuals that reside in Rain are, well, benevolent. I presume you're familiar with the Sisters Grom or even the Syndicate.
Sai tenses
Aware
up
of
and goes,
Oystein.
Could you imagine if they knew about that place?
I couldn't imagine they don't.
I see no way they would know about it. Anyways, the point of the matter is I'm going to have to ask each of you to take an oath of secrecy. And you must understand, this is not my own personal decision. This is by decree of the city itself. This is the decision that was made, well, long before any of us were born. And it's how we've managed to keep it a secret for so many eons.
I see.
If need be, we are willing to pay for your silence as well. But nevertheless, I must ask each of you to take this oath, to never share what you have seen here. He turns towards Baiguang. Baiguang, correct?
That's right.
Should probably flip you around, huh? Do you take the oath to keep what you saw here secret?
I do.
He walks over to Sae. I don't believe you've been formally introduced. My name is
Have we
Tor.
now? We were introduced on the ground, and you took an interest in, well, let's just say I cannot say anymore.
Okay. Remind me your name, if you would please.
What the?
Size lead stack.
Sorry, Sleetside, do you take the oath to remain what you saw here a secret?
She nods and says, "What did I see again?"
Is that a rhetorical question, or is that a serious question?
I saw nothing here. I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Very good. Walks over to Dandy. Dandy Baudelaire, do you take the oath to take what you've seen here and keep it a secret?
I do.
Horvad Winterblood, do you take the oath to take what you've seen here and keep it a secret?
I want you to give me an oath first.
Raises an eyebrow.
I want you to promise me that House Ba hasn't abused this power.
It's not House Ba's to abuse.
It is what House Ba controls, however.
Only in the sense that it's housed here. Leaf, the one who directs the ritual that you saw down there, he actually does not answer to Benedict. He answers to the council directly. In fact, officially speaking, he's been dead for several years.
So that means the council knows.
The council knows a great many things.
That means Oystein likely knows.
Yes, I've been hearing troubling reports regarding him. I think it's best you let that matter be in our hands. I can assure you that that ritual will not fall into the wrong hooves so long as so long as this house is here. That's part of the reason we exist, is to safeguard it. Which is why, Corvine Winterblood, I must require of you the oath.
She nods.
Do you take the oath?
I do.
Thank you.
Keeping a secret does pain me. And as for Oystein, I can't sit by and let him continue to do what he does. That matter has become personal.
I believe I've been informed as such. Your father, correct?
She nods.
Officially, we can't do much to help you. To do so would, well, essentially be a movement of House Ba against House Greysky, and the last thing we need in these times is houses acting openly against each other. That said, as far as I'm concerned, you're a free agent, so we have no control over what you do.
Well, they are.
Raises an eyebrow at Sae. Yes, you're working for my older brother, are you not?
I am considering resignation, but
Well, as of this moment, your relationship to him is considered unofficial.
then consider it then consider my resignation official.
Are you certain? Houseball always appreciates more agents. And we treat our agents well.
Well, I do like the hospitality.
She looks towards where I forgot his name went, the head of the house.
Benedict.
Yes, Benedict.
Yeah, she looks toward where Benedict went.
Certain someone left a bad taste in my mouth.
Please do not judge Houseball by my father. If you must judge us by anyone, Gear is the one to judge us by.
Frankly, I don't think he needs me anymore.
Very well.
And there is a more important thing for me to do now.
Very well. I shall inform Gear of your resignation. Finally, the matter of payment. How would you like to be paid? 2,000 gold pieces. Well, 3,000 gold pieces is a rather large amount of money to carry around.
I have a request of my own.
A what? Sorry.
I have a request of my own.
Very well. I will address you in a moment. Guang, do you have a preference?
I know Baiguang's player has a thing in mind, but I don't know that he would be able to ask for it here.
Oh, I see. Well, what's the thing the player has in mind? Perhaps we can figure something out.
Well, now that we're suddenly getting lots of money, I'm trying to save up for a flame tongue, after all.
Oh dear.
Gotcha. So,
Someone's getting shaky.
are you saying like Bagwan would just straight up like a flame tongue, or like?
I mean, if that's a possible thing, and then he can owe them the difference like Sae had been doing with Snowdawn.
I mean, you could always propose it.
I mean, they don't seem the sort to just have magic weapons lying around like that.
You never
but,
know.
maybe
Yeah.
they do.
Oh, yeah, it's worth proposing and worth asking. As your DM, I'm not here to try and foil your plans, and my goal is to see if I can't help your plans unfold.
You say that.
As long as they don't involve oil and familiars.
Or loved ones.
Especially loved ones.
Kidnappings.
So much
Kidnappings
kidnapping.
everywhere.
Yes. So, is there anything particular you'd like, or how would you like your payment, Baiguang?
There is a particular item I have been wanting to. You might be able to help me procure. I'm afraid it is worth more than what you are offering us, so I would be in your debt.
Well, it depends on the item. What is it?
A magical weapon known as a flame tongue.
I regret to inform you that we at House Ball don't exactly stockpile magical items. Snowdawn, I'm sure, be more than willing to help you. Inform them that we owe you 3,000 gold pieces worth of credit, and I'm sure they can work something out with you.
This sounds agreeable.
He turns towards Dandy. How would you like your form of payment?
I'd like to make sure that the half feline, half deer you took into captivity is treated well and received proper treatment.
And not executed.
And that's also pretty important.
He actually looks a bit pained. I am sorry, Mr. Baudelaire. he tried to murder my brother. Or she tried to murder my brother.
It was not her. She was under the influence of dark magic.
All right.
It was not her crime.
I will, at the very least, I will investigate this. If you are correct, then I will spare her life.
I would be in contact with House Snowdon. They have actually been investigating this sort of influence.
Have they?
Danny points to Corvine and says this.
Bai Guang also steps up, and if you are able to spare her and we are able to undo what has been done, she may be able to provide information about those behind all of this.
Information is valuable.
This is true. I would also recommend contacting House Snowdon.
All right.
And doing it as hastily as possible.
Very well. I'll do that. But it still doesn't settle the matter of how we are to pay you.
$500 is all I need.
Ask him to put it towards your wedding fund.
Does Bai Guang say this?
I mean, yes.
I'm sorry, what?
Does he whisper it?
You're trying to get this past all with 26 passive perception.
Well, I guess he's gonna have to make a stealth check?
I guess. Yeah.
A sleight of hand?
Sure. Make a stealth check, Sai, make a perception check.
Let's
Okay.
see, what do I have for this?
No.
Okay.
Well,
He uses druidcraft to create some white noise as he whispers. Does he get advantage?
Tell you what, sure, I'll give you advantage for that.
you don't have a message?
I do not.
Whoa. Surprise! That has some utility I never expected to.
You wouldn't have been able to get it.
Okay, well, Corvine, you were distracted by the pretty and very pleasant birds.
Whoa.
Chirping seems to fill the room.
I go, caw!
It's almost the song of your people.
Rude. That's race.
Is someone going to put a racist into the Foenum chat for that? They should if they haven't.
Yeah, they did.
Oh, good.
I think they did.
All right.
Not yet.
So,
No, they didn't.
Oh, very good. All right. So
Thank you.
Been done twice.
Thank you.
that said, So you go ahead and whisper that then.
Say again.
You go ahead and whisper that then.
I do.
Okie dokie. Sorry, you hear Bagon whisper to Dandy. Ask him to put it towards the wedding.
Was it wedding? What?
Dandy snaps to Saya and does the whole shh pose.
She messages Dandy.
Just what is going on here?
He messages back, I'll tell you later.
She just drops it there.
And then Dandy goes and messages Gear. I need
Here.
Tor.
Gear. Tor. He's close enough.
They're all the same. There's two.
They all like the same name.
I mean, there's 13 different names to keep track of.
He's a
May I?
race.
They're all bots.
Racist against his own race.
May I have 1,000 gold? He messages may I have 1,000 gold for my upcoming wedding.
He actually doesn't react to that at all. Instead, it seems like as if he didn't actually receive the message. Without really blinking or even any indication that he's received a message, responds back, "How about your wedding paid in full?"
Wait, his
What?
No. This is the response message.
in the message. Okay.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Tor has no reaction to being messaged nor messaging back. So as far as you know, nothing is exchanged between the two of them. That's the response message. Is Tor counters offers by saying, "How about we just pay for the wedding?"
He nods. All right.
He looks at Dandy. He's like, 500 gold? Oh, all right, as you want. All right, well, see what you want, then that's what you want.
Mhm.
And finally, Corvine Winterblood, judging from your nature, you'd probably prefer this money to go to more, as my father put it, altruistic purposes.
She nods.
Very well. I'm guessing by the order of a donation of.
She actually looks kind of conflicted.
Tell you what, Miss Corvine. We'll give you the 3,000 gold pieces. To do with as you see fit. If you wish to give it to some charity, then
Actually, she turns. Could you give it to Sai?
Wait, by me.
Put it toward the other wedding. Oh wait, no.
I don't like paying people double, but it is your money, and if that's what you wish to do with it, then far be it from me to stop you.
She nods.
All right, well, as you wish. Take a step back. Miss Sae, would you like this in gold coins, or would you like this in credit?
Okay, this extra 3,000 is a bit. Son, hang on. Come on.
6,000 total, Miss Sae.
Yes, extra 3,000. Come on. Are you sure about this?
She nods.
Are you really sure? There's the supplies you get for survival with that 3,000. For Buffy will be facing. We will be needing that.
I don't even know what I would get for survival.
Anything to be prepared, and I don't want you to be unprepared. I don't want to lose you when the time comes.
I think I'll be fine. If you really want me to keep the money, I will.
You know what?
She turns to the sheep and says,
Hi.
Hello.
she says,
What I'll be doing, send 2,500 gold to Ileana of House Snowdon under my name. With the note, the debt is paid. And split the rest between myself and Corvine.
So 2,500 is going strictly to House Snowdon. And from that will be, let's see,
Violet.
35.
Oh, sorry.
That'd be 3,500. So what? 1,750 to each of you?
she nods.
Very well. Although I think that debt might be between you and Snowdon itself. You might have to take care of that personally.
I will add to the note. I will visit for my last visit, and that carrying the gold itself was too risky.
Yeah, fair enough. It is a large sum of money. All right,
I did not, and that I do not want her present to be lost.
He jots down the instructions.
And make sure it says present.
Yes.
You know how she is.
He stops at the word. Or you name dropped Ilyana, right?
Yes, Ilyana.
Okay. When you did, he actually stops writing and looks up. Wait, somebody's going to Ilyana?
She nods.
Oh, you poor soul. Looks down.
She nods.
And continues writing.
Bagwang does actually chuckle a little bit.
I mean, father may not do himself any favors, but that woman is. Whew. Alright. Let's see here. Sure. Dandy Baudelaire wants 500 gold pieces. Baiguang, you wish to speak to House Snowdawn about the Flame Tongue. 2,500 is going directly to House Snowdawn, and by that I mean Ilyana. And then 1750 is going between the two of you. Does that all sound correct?
What of our other companion, Amber?
I'm pretty sure she and Toriel will work something out.
Baiguang. Well, no, I was going to say that Baiguang communicates this with Saihong, but Saihong probably told him that they were going out of range a while ago. So I think the telepathy is only 100 feet.
It's probably safe to say Saihong told him that they were hauling at the speed of light. As I assume Amber was hauling at the speed of light.
They were rolling around
Got places to go.
at the speed of sound.
Gotta follow their rainbow.
No, the rainbow is following her.
But now imagine Amber like skipping through the streets at supersonic speed with a rainbow behind her.
I mean, that's what Saihong means.
Fair enough.
Yes, I handles my rainbow.
All right. And with that, Tor looks at the group. All right. Well, thank you. Now, if you'll pardon me, I must ask you to, if you wish to stay and help with the reparations, that is, of course, appreciated. But otherwise, if you wouldn't mind, we're going to be very busy in the very near future. And I would ask you to head on your way and back into the city.
I'd like to stay behind with my boyfriend to help to keep an eye on the fallen. Make sure they get back on their feet okay.
Well, goodness knows, I'm not going to say no. Thank you. Sorry, I'm not very good at polite dismissals. I'm used to...
I'm out of your hair.
I'm sort of used to shouting orders. So
Yeah, don't worry. Don't worry. That's fine with me.
All right. I'll be out there in a minute to guide, to basically take charge. So let them know I'll be out there shortly.
All right.
As for the rest of you, did you say something, Dandy?
It can wait until after this.
Okay. He then looks at the rest of them. As for the rest of you, consider this a polite dismissal.
Baiguang gives him a small, respectful bow and then heads out.
Sorry,
No,
nods
Don't you go.
and leave. You're
Staying
back.
Danny says, I do want to actually invite you all to dinner tonight.
Where?
OC, where are the good restaurants?
There's a number of them, depending on what you're looking for, where in the city you want to go.
Mates.
I want to get the best.
I mean, Rain is a fairly international city, so cuisine from most of the nations around the world are found here. Varying quality, mind you, but you can typically find, generally speaking, what you want.
You're gonna find the fancy Mexican ungulate food. I guess that. Well, I mean, alpaca are South American. That's technically not Mexican.
It's
I think.
Latin
I think
America.
Mexico, Latin American. Okay.
I mean, to be fair, Latin American food is pretty good, so...
Yes. Let's go to the spicy
Fire Mountain, we shall call it.
whoa, spicy Fire Mountain. Okay.
Yes, we'll say the name of the establishment is Fire Mountain.
It's the alpaca and llama cuisine.
Well, the problem is they used to not offer Longma cuisine until so many people showed up and thinking it had Longma cuisine, and so they sort of begrudgingly added it to the menu, so that way they would stop getting disappointed customers. So they're not very, they don't have very good Longma cuisine because that's not their specialty, but they do have it just so people don't walk out the door.
Yes, that it's just like what Galarian said way back. You always have the best history checks.
So, are we gonna try to find Amber, or are we going straight to the restaurant?
No, I'll be ready, and it'll take like 5 hours for the resurrections to be done, and there will also be a very exhausted unicorn joining.
That said, are you guys going to try and chase down Amber?
Yeah.
Probably.
All right, and Bygone, what are you doing?
Well, I'm gonna go with them because then Sai-Hong can ping me when we're back in range.
All right, Amber, we're gonna be turning the camera over to you.
Hooray!
Solo session. Solo session point. Almost second solo session.
Also, Danny says if you find Amber, invite her to dinner too.
Amber, are you hauling like top speed to get to Flametown?
That'd be yes.
Okay. Are you attempting to exercise any caution, or are you just going full bore? You don't care. All right, cool. That means following you, the others following you, will be a relatively easy thing to do. All right, so let's go ahead and pop over to... Oh, it's right next to it. Hooray. Easy peasy. Okay, yes. Let's see here. We're gonna put you, for the sake of time, so I presume you remember where her house was. All right. Then we're gonna go ahead and put you near it. Since now you know where the house is, you figured out. I'm gonna say you figured out a more direct route to get there. You can control it, yes? Excellent, cool. 1 second. Just gotta grab a couple things real quick. Right.
Sai-Hong's stuff was not saved. Oh well.
So is there more work I have to worry about?
Whatever.
Work.
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 Oh, why are you flipped? There we go. That's better. Okay. All right. All right. And then we do this. Okay. All right. And then we flip you around. All right. As you arrive to the house, it's not much has changed. Granted, it's only been probably about a week or so since you've been here. And speaking of which, There we go. Okay. Had to add a second tombstone there real quick.
Oh no.
They gave your father an honorary grave next to his wife. A ceremony I presume you attended. Essentially, because they had after he passed away, they had a proper funeral, and I'm assuming that Amber would have wanted to attend the funeral. Oh, fair enough. Yes. Okay. So yeah, the house is basically the way you the way you last saw it. Not a whole lot has changed. As you approach it, and it appears the front door is open at the moment. And the proverbial ball is in your court, Amber. And you peek your head and you notice everything is torn to shreds. There's stuff all over the place. There's blood on the... No, I'm just kidding. Everything appears to be relatively fine. It's fairly quiet. Give me a No, that skill doesn't exist. Dang it! I had these memorized by now. Give me a Constitution check, which is a D20 plus your Constitution modifier. I use these for the purposes of yelling and basically seeing how loud you are.
But she said she asked, not yelled.
I know. Essentially to see how well it carried throughout the house. There's no response to your timid hello. It feels strange in the house. You spent some time here after the funeral. So I suspect for Amber, it's that strange home, but not home. And there's an odd quiet in the air. It's sort of a reverent quiet. And as you step in, give me a perception check, please. All right. It appears as you walk in, the house has been kept almost exactly as your father had basically left it. Not much has been changed or disturbed. A bit of dusting here and there, but by and large, everything is exactly the way you remember it, and just quiet. Not, too quiet, but quiet. Anyways, I believe I interrupted you. You were typing something. Yes. It depends. Are you attempting to be quiet, or are you saying things out loud? I realize I should probably read what you say for those who are going to be listening to this in an audio format.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go ahead and type what you're going to type. I'm just going to go and read what you've done so far. So yes, Amber said that she was making Sonic time to get there. She said that she didn't indeed attend the funeral. So she poked her head in at first, looked around. Then she timidly asked hello. And there was no response. And now she's walking in and talking a little bit louder. Not necessary. What do you say? She speaks, hey, it's me. Is anyone pause here? You hear a noise in the back. And suddenly you hear some excited talking going on in a Hoshi. And after a moment your half sister comes running out. And behind her is the old nurse who was taking care of your father. And my sincerest apologies ahead of time for anyone who might be listening who happens to speak Chinese or be Chinese or be Chinese or Chinese ancestry.
That means Trojans.
So forgive me for the accent that I shall attempt.
Oh no.
But she comes around. Amber, what are you doing here? You were speaking to her. If you recall correctly, the red one in front of you is her. Yeah. No worries.
Wah, wah.
So so what do you say in response to Amber, what are you doing here? In response to the question, Amber said, I came to make sure you were okay. I heard what happened, and I don't know, I got worried. Zinzi looks up at you. What happened? What? Did something happen? Well, I'm still grieving for father, but...
You're not saying what she says.
Oh, right, yes.
Do you want me to just say what she says for you?
Have it in two different voices.
Tell you what, Pizza, do you have a preferred voice for Amber at the moment? There's someone
like a certain pitch.
Is there someone in this particular chat who would like to voice
I can do
Amber?
feminine voices, but the higher the pitch, the more horrible it is.
Anything? Kind of like this, really?
Anything's good, really.
Well, I mean, do you have a specific person?
Is this fine?
A specific person you have in mind? Like, for example, would you like stars? Would you like stars to
Well,
hand?
now I might be up to the task.
I just play too many feminine characters. But yeah,
Anyway.
do you want me to voice Amber for you?
For those of you listening, Midnight cracked up because Amber's response to him pitching his feminine voice was, in all capitals, "Are you a wizard?"
So yes, Midnight's probably a good choice.
This is my delicate voice.
All right.
All right, I'll do that then.
Shot down.
So let's go ahead and Take it from the top. Let's take it from I heard what happened.
Starting from where?
I heard what happened.
I heard what happened, and I don't know. I got worried. Did you mean you're fine? Nothing even a little wrong?
No, like I said, I'm still grieving for father, but should I be worried? Is there something going on?
They said you were drained of. They said something horrible happened.
No, I drained of something. Amber, what is going on? Yeah, go right ahead.
Insight check.
Yes, Peter's asked if an insight check would work here. 11, huh? Alright. I mean, nothing seems inherently wrong with her.
Oh.
There's nothing that you can see.
Though for some reason she seems to be missing all her scales and has a new set of fur. Oh,
She seems more horse-like than you remember her being, but it's probably just a phase. Don't worry about it.
I guess I was wrong. Sorry if I scared you.
Amber, is there something going on? Am I in danger for some reason?
As long as you're not hurt, everything is great.
Honestly, don't know how to
Well,
say it because of no punctuation at the end of that.
if you say there's nothing to be worried about, then I guess I won't be worried. Um,
I'll just see myself out.
she looks at you a bit strangely. All right. Well, feel free to come back. But before you go, she comes up and gives you a hug. Yeah, it's a tight hug. It appears she's missed you a little bit. Please do come back from time to time. It's been a long time since I've seen my brother, and I would like to get to know you more.
Off she goes.
All right. Doodly-doo-doo-doo. And as you step out You come face to face with a sheep who glances at you curiously.
Hmm.
Ah, sure, you can make an intimidation check if you'd like.
Oh my word, 17.
Alright. She looks up at you. And you can't really see her eyes. You can feel an eyebrow raising. That must be the Longma blood in you then.
What? How do you know? Who are you?
You are Amber. A dancer, a pickpocket, alpaca vagabond, an apparent half-sister to the Longma Zinzi. I am Toriel, head of information for House Ba. I have many spies in Flametown. She has her ways. Oh, and for those watching, Pizza asked, wait a minute, how'd you get here so fast? My response was, she has her ways, and then Pizza responded, fair enough. And Corvine was snarky and say, knew that'd be the answer. That is how I know. I am here to speak to you about two things. One, House Ba, in recognition of your services, wishes to offer you an additional 2,000 gold to the 1,000 already being offered, for a grand total of 3,000 gold.
Oh,
As Amber's jaw drops.
what? I can't accept. Uh. mm,
She glances at her family's house. That is Amber glances at the family's house.
Actually, I could use something.
This sort of business isn't what I do. I will give you the 3,000 gold pieces, and you can do with it whatever you want. The second reason I'm here, she taps a hoof of hers twice, and suddenly, Amber, you're very aware that you're surrounded in a magical orb of some kind. The world outside of it becomes slightly, ever so slightly hazy and indistinct. Before you're wondering, we're currently in an orb of silence, as well as some disguise.
Saihong is annoyed.
You have seen in a part of House Ball that very few individuals are allowed to see, specifically the ritual downstairs. This is a top-level state secret. Indeed, only the council and a select few others are supposed to know about it. Technically speaking, I'm not even supposed to know about it, but they're not going to keep that sort of knowledge from me. That said, I am under a legal obligation to require of you an oath of silence. You are never to speak of what you saw there to anybody under any circumstances for the rest of your life.
Don't worry. I already promised along from the Frozen Wings Inn that my lips are sealed.
So going.
I mean, I swear an oath of silence.
Smooth.
Technically, there's a more formal path of stake where I specifically state the oath and you say yes or something like that, but I'm not as formal as my siblings are. That will do. By the way, Hasba is always looking for more agents to strengthen our information network. If you're interested, swing by. We treat our agents well.
We suddenly have an opening.
And with that, she takes a step back and the orb sort of vanishes and she just sort of disappears from sight.